This is the homework video for Friday, March 24th. Number 1 says, what is the length of the side? Inside the information given to us is that A equals 15. So we can use that information to find this missing side. We should also write an equation to show our work. Number 2 is asking you to fill in the blank for this multiplication problem. I'm going to let you show your work and solve this on your own. We should be getting really good with this. Ms. Nordby looked at last year's test, and about 13 questions had to just do with multiplication. So if we can really get these facts memorized and perfect every time, that's already 13 questions that we're going to get right on the park at the end of the year. Number 3 says, what does point B represent? So we can use our tape diagrams to break down this number line and see what fraction we're looking at. Our point B will be right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These lines should be moved down. They're just a little bit up in the air right now. And then you're gonna color in your tape diagram until you get to point B, and you're looking at which answer choice best fits our picture. For number 4, we're looking for the area of this rectangle. We know length times width equals area, so we should have an equation for our work. Number 5 is just a pretty straightforward addition problem. There is some regrouping, but that should be no problem for us, and this is another problem we should definitely get at the end of the year. Number 6, what is the length of the line to the nearest fourth? We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 whole inches are filled in, and then we have this last little bit here that we need to figure out. We can color up until our line to figure out what the fraction left over is. Number 7 is asking what is the same as 4/5, and we can use a number bond to figure that out. We want to be looking for the same denominator, and then our numerators equaling up to 4. Number 8, Lisa went to the hair salon at 3:30 p.m. It took 17 minutes to get her hair cut. When did she leave? So we know our start time and we know our elapsed time. We just need to find our final time. We should see our T-chart to help us out with this problem. Number 9, how many cupcakes were eaten on Tuesday and Friday? Looking at Tuesday, we're looking at Friday, and our key tells us that a picture of 1 cupcake is actually equaling 6 cupcakes. So we can use that information to figure out the answer to this problem. We should show our work down here and circle our final answer. Number 10, which of the following is a characteristic of all trapezoids? We remember back to math chat, Q, T, P, R, and R makes a square. So we're looking at our trapezoids. What do all trapezoids have? And thinking back to that, you can draw a picture to help you and then figure out which of these answer choices best applies to trapezoids. Number 11. We have a pretty tough multiplication problem, but we know we can make it much easier for ourselves by breaking down 80 into 8 and 10, and then multiplying across. Number 12, which of the following represents the sum of 227 and 108 rounded to the nearest 10? So we're going to round these numbers first. 230. And then we're going to add the values that we found. But again, we want to round first and then add in order to get the most accurate answer. Number 13, which fraction is equivalent to 3/6? We can use multiplication or division to help us out. We can either multiply by the same number over itself, or we can divide. So you're going to have to think about which strategy works best for us in order to find the correct answer. On to the back, number 14 is asking, what is 4/3 in mixed number form? We can make 3/3, which is 1 whole, And then we're going to have something left over because we only have used 3/3 right now, but we can go up to 4/3. So we would have 1/3 left over, and we can use this information to figure out which mixed number makes the most sense. Number 15, Sean has $20 in his bank account. If he saves $5 each week for 6 weeks, then how much will he have? So we're told that he has $20 at first, but then he's saving $5 each week for 6 weeks. And then we're figuring out how much money he will have after those 6 weeks. We should show our equation as well as circle the answer that matches our work. Number 16, we have 6 rows, 3 columns. We can see our columns are changing, so that means our rows are going to need to stay the same. Knowing that information, we can fill in this missing number. Number 17, what is the area of the figure? We are going to have to figure out some missing sides before we can figure out the area, and then we're going to cut and continue to write our 2-area equation. There's not a ton of room for this problem, so you can go down to the bottom of your page to show your work. I would just label that you're showing your work for number 17 at the bottom. Again, though, you should see a 2-area equation, and you're circling your answer. Number 18, which of the following would be the best unit of measurement for an elephant? So an elephant's a pretty large animal, and we're thinking about which one would make the most sense for an elephant. Number 19 and 20 are our story problems. Number 19, we're looking at 8 times 6. Which story problem would use 8 times 6 to solve it? And then for the second one, we are looking at 32 divided by 8. Which of these problems would be using division and using 32 divided by 8? As always, make sure you're talking with your teacher and asking questions as we're going over our homework on Monday, just so that you're really truly understanding this and so you can do better the next time around. Have a great weekend. Have a good night.